Hey there everyone, Jay Cottrell here with eXp Realty, and it's time for another Monday edition of Real Estate Talk with Jay. So this week we've seen the pendulum kind of shift again. But like I said, these week-to-week numbers, you're going to see that. We really don't need to either panic or get elated until we see the month-end numbers. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at those, shall we? All right, so we saw 201 new listings come onto the market last week, and that's slightly down from the weeks prior. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if that trend continues or if it's just a little bit of a 1 week off. Same thing with pendings. That number was only 194 homes go under contract over the past week, which is a pretty good drop from the previous weeks where we had saw the number of pendings really skyrocketing. So we'll see again if that's just a 1 week oddball or if that's another trend for a little bit. But with this crazy market, it really doesn't surprise me that we're seeing swings kind of go from one to the other. So like I said, we'll look at more of the month-to-month numbers to really see what kind of trends are going on. The number of active listings has increased a little bit, but it's still staying within sort of, a couple percentage points, which it's at 1,094. So no big significant increase in the number of homes for sale in our market. Number of closed listings was down at 137. Well, not really down. It was sort of more on par where the previous weeks have been. But again, this is the last week of the month, so I expect when we talk again next week, we'll probably see a spike in the number of closings just because they just seem to all pile up at month end. Median sales price remains relatively steady at $239,900, and same for the median list price. That's staying steady at around the mid 320s, so it's at 322, 280 right now. So not much change in either one of those numbers, but we'll keep looking at that. Like I said, none of us here locally are expecting a decrease in home prices this year, but we do kind of expect a plateauing effect. Now, whether that's still going to be, plateauing at 5, 10, 15% year over year price increases, or if it's going to be a more modest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% year over year price increase. But we'll just have to wait and see. We're only just finishing out the first quarter of the year, so trying to project what the rest of the year is going to look like. I don't care what the experts say. In this market, in this day and time, it's anybody's guess. But let's go ahead and look at price changes. Again, this is really not much different either. So roughly a third of the homes that sold over the past week sold below their list price or with their original list price. So again, that's either the price was already reduced when they sold, or their selling price was below their list price. And same thing with the number of active listings. So of those 1,094 that are currently listed for sale, just over a third of those are at a reduced price from their original list price. And what is that median change in price? Is 6.25%. So again, relatively unchanged. We saw a little bit of a spike, which I think was just a clearing out of some old listings going through major price reductions to get sold. But we've been sitting at about that 6% plus or minus 0.5% here or there, pretty much so far this year. So what does that mean? I have looked at the numbers, but my suspicion is our list price to sales ratio is around 94%. If our median price reduction is around 6.25%. Math, 100 minus 6, 94. So it makes sense for everybody, right? But anyways, so that's kind of where we're at right now. We've seen some big moves, but overall not a major change in our local market. We're still short on the inventory. Home prices are still up, and there's still active buyers that can't find what they're looking for. So if you know one of those buyers that's coming to our market, moving to our area, please share this video with them so that they can be relatively well informed, but also so I can get a chance to meet with them and see if I'd be a good fit for helping them buy their next house. Also, if you or anybody you know is thinking about selling your house, the spring selling season is upon us. I would love to talk with them, meet with you, or meet with them to see how I might be able to best help them get their house sold for the most money and in the least amount of headache. So that's me, Jay Cottrell with eXp Realty, and I'll see you next week.